Claressa Shields didn't just stir the pot, she kicked it off the stove, set the kitchen on fire, and then posed for selfies in front of the smoke like it was a championship backdrop. The internet thought they were watching a normal boxing icon living her life, but no, Claressa stepped into the chat with a chaos combo that made the Kardashians look like quiet nuns on a meditation retreat. And the wildest part, she wasn't bothered, not stressed, not apologizing. She was enjoying every second of the digital explosion she created. The scandal hit the timeline like a flying uppercut. One tweet from Claressa turned into a social hurricane overnight. Fans screamed, haters panicked, and the entire sports world grabbed popcorn like a new Netflix season just dropped. Instead of calming things down, Claressa doubled down with a smirk that said, "Yes, I said it." And what? Her confidence shook the culture. Her boldness slapped the internet awake. And her attitude poured gasoline on a fire she built with her own hands. This wasn't a mistake. This wasn't an accident. This was Claressa Shields embracing the chaos she unleashed, dancing in the flames like she owned the whole inferno. And trust me, this story only gets crazier from here. Claressa Shields didn't just spark drama, she launched a full-scale digital earthquake that rattled timelines across the world. The moment she dropped her infamous comment, the internet reacted like someone had flipped the big red "do not push" button. Sports fans, boxing analysts, gossip pages, and even random aunties who have never watched a single fight were suddenly shouting theories like courtroom lawyers. And in the middle of that noise, Claressa was calm, smiling, and sipping the chaos like it was her morning protein shake. The original controversy was simple, too simple. Claressa made one bold statement, a little jab aimed at someone she felt needed humbling. But that statement hit the internet like a championship punch. Screenshots spread faster than wildfire. People clipped her words, posted them out of context, twisted them into memes, and turned her one-liner into a global debate. Instead of backing down, Claressa leaned into it with the same confidence she uses in the ring. The funniest part was watching fans argue harder than fighters in an actual weigh-in. Some praised her honesty, calling her the new queen of telling it like it is. Others accused her of clout-chasing, ego-boosting, and starting unnecessary storms. And then there were those who simply said, "This is entertainment," and sat back with popcorn. Claressa saw all of it, the love, the hate, the confusion, and instead of hiding, she enjoyed every angle. Her rivals were the first to respond. Because if there's one thing athletes can't resist, it's drama that puts their name back in circulation. A few threw subtle shade. Others posted motivational quotes pretending not to be bothered. One even tried to deliver a polite clapback that sounded like a passive-aggressive bookmark. But the more they reacted, the more Claressa laughed. Because she knew she controlled the entire energy of the conversation. Then came the inside sources, those mysterious online personalities who somehow know everything yet provide nothing. They began claiming Claressa started the drama intentionally to hype her upcoming projects. Some said she was creating a storyline. Others claimed she was trying to build anticipation. None of them had proof, but that didn't stop them from writing paragraphs like they were ghostwriting her biography. Meanwhile, Claressa kept smiling as if each rumor was a trophy. Things got even crazier when her comment reached the mainstream sports pages. Analysts broke down her words like scientists studying ancient fossils. They replayed her interview clips, slowed down her expressions, analyzed her tone, and speculated on her motivations. Some claimed her confidence was dangerous. Others insisted it was inspiring. But all of them agreed on one thing. Claressa Shields wasn't just a fighter. She was becoming an unstoppable cultural force. Fans were living for the drama. They made TikToks reenacting her moment. They created edits with dramatic music. They posted reaction videos yelling, "Claressa said what she said." Meanwhile, her critics scrambled to find anything to counter her energy. But nothing worked, because Claressa's confidence was louder than every complaint combined. She didn't backtrack. She didn't explain. She didn't soften her words. She stood on everything she said like it was a championship podium. Her next tweet was the real explosion. Without warning, she posted something that instantly divided the internet in half. It wasn't even long. Just a sharp, icy line that read, "I don't start drama. I finish it." That sentence hit the entire culture like a heavyweight hook. People reposted it with fire emojis. Others cried. Some screamed in caps lock. Even other athletes reacted because they felt the punch personally. That's when the timeline started unraveling faster than a cheap wig. Rival fan bases clashed. Comment sections turned into battlegrounds where nobody knew what they were fighting about anymore. People argued for hours about what Claressa really meant, who she was talking to, what the history was, and whether she was aiming at one person or an entire industry. The best part? Claressa never clarified. She let everyone drown in their confusion. And of course, the gossip pages were the loudest. They posted headlines with dramatic fonts like, "Claressa declares war," or "The internet is shaking." They acted like they discovered ancient treasure when all she did was type 8 words. But that's the magic of Claressa. She says little, and the world hears thunder. They begged her for interviews, statements, clarifications, apologies. She gave them nothing but smirks and confidence. Then came the moment that shifted the entire storyline. An old rival stepped into the chat. She posted a shady comment that everyone immediately assumed was a response to Claressa's tweet. Her wording was petty, her emoji choice was suspicious, and her timing was too perfect. Fans instantly connected the dots even though no dots existed. Suddenly, the drama had a new villain, a new subplot, and a new reason for people to lose sleep. Claressa's reaction to this rival was pure comedy. She didn't reply. She didn't name drop. She didn't even hint. She posted a video of herself training, punching, sweating, laughing, like she was saying, "Sweetheart, I don't argue. I win." And that video went more viral than any comment could. It showed exactly why she wasn't threatened. She was too busy working, succeeding, and building her legacy while everyone else fought for likes. Her fans celebrated her energy. Her haters grew louder. The drama expanded into debates about who deserved respect, who earned their spot, who was relevant, and who wasn't. People who didn't watch boxing suddenly became experts. People who never followed her career suddenly had opinions. The entire culture was on fire, and Claressa stood in the center like she was hosting the event. The controversy reached every corner of social media. Instagram heated up. Twitter melted. TikTok spiraled out of control. Even Facebook antis jumped in with dramatic paragraphs full of emojis. Claressa watched it all unfold with the calmness of someone who's seen chaos and mastered it. Instead of hiding from the drama, she embraced it like an old friend. And that's when she delivered the moment that shook the entire world again. She openly laughed about the madness she started. Not embarrassed, not backtracking, not explaining. She laughed like she was proud of it, like she knew exactly what she was doing. Like the chaos was just another championship belt to add to her collection. Her laughter wasn't just a reaction. It was a statement, a declaration, a warning, a celebration. Claressa Shields didn't lose control. She was the control, and the internet had no idea the next chapter was about to hit even harder. The moment Claressa's laughter hit the timeline, celebrities started crawling out like ants smelling sugar. Everyone suddenly had an opinion, even the ones who haven't watched a boxing match since the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. Music artists posted cryptic quotes pretending to be deep. Reality TV stars threw shade without names. Influencers typed paragraphs longer than their careers. And through all the noise, Claressa's smirk hovered above the chaos like a crown she didn't ask permission to wear. Sports analysts were the first to panic. They hopped on live streams, clutching microphones like they were reporting from a disaster zone. Some called Claressa reckless, others called her strategic, and a few whispered that she was marketing genius disguised as chaos. Clips of her comment were played and replayed more times than highlight reels. Each analyst delivered a new theory that contradicted the last one, turning the sports community into a circus without a ringmaster. Then came the memes. The memes. The internet produced them faster than a printer with no supervision. They showed Claressa sitting on a throne made of burned tweets. They showed her shadowboxing with drama itself. One viral meme showed her pouring gasoline on a fire with the caption "Training for social media." TikTok creators stitched her clips with dramatic violin music, pretending she was the villain in a movie trailer. The memes became more powerful than the original scandal. Her rivals weren't amused. A few of them clapped back with carefully crafted posts that were supposed to sound wise, but came off bitter. One rival wrote, "Real champions don't need to cause chaos," and immediately got roasted by fans who replied with clips of her losing fights. Another rival wrote, "Some people love attention more than legacy," which backfired instantly. Because Claressa's entire legacy was built on winning, something her critics couldn't argue with. What truly escalated the situation was when a major athlete responded publicly. They didn't mention Claressa directly, but their cryptic sentence, "Some folks want smoke they can't handle," sent the internet into detective mode. Fans chopped, edited, slowed down, and reanalyzed the comment like it was a message from the Illuminati. They concluded it was aimed at Claressa, even though the athlete denied it. But once the internet believes something, it becomes digital scripture. Meanwhile, Claressa watched the chaos like she was enjoying a personal highlight show. Her next post was a simple photo of her flexing with the caption, "If you can't beat me in the ring, at least keep up online." That line sent the culture into cardiac arrest. It was bold, precise, and disrespectful in the most elite way. The rival she was allegedly shading didn't respond, not because she didn't want to, but because anything she said would have fueled Claressa's victory even more. The public meltdown continued when fans from different sports collided in the comments like armies at war. Boxing fans, MMA fans, basketball fans, and even soccer fans jumped in with opinions that made absolutely no sense. A soccer fan said Claressa would get a red card for that attitude, and immediately got bullied by boxing fans who reminded him this wasn't FIFA. It was hilarious watching unrelated fan bases fight, as if Claressa personally challenged them. At the height of this madness, a podcast invited Claressa to speak about the controversy. Instead of softening the blow, she made it 10 times worse. She said, "I didn't start anything. I just woke up and pressed the gas." That sentence traveled across the internet like a lightning strike. People quoted it, remixed it, used it as captions. Even brands reposted it because it was too iconic to ignore. Claressa had gone from athlete to cultural villain to viral superhero in 24 hours. Her haters scrambled to regain control of the narrative. They pulled out old clips, old interviews, and old comments, anything they could twist to paint her as the villain. But the problem was simple. Claressa didn't care. She didn't deny anything, didn't apologize, didn't explain. She kept posting wins, training clips, championship belts, fan reactions, like she was reminding everyone exactly who she was. Every punch she threw in the gym looked like a threat aimed at the internet. The pressure ramped up when one of her old rivals decided to go live and indirectly accuse Claressa of being addicted to attention. But within minutes, the comment section turned against her. Fans spammed the live with messages like she started the mess and still wins, and "Why you mad, she trending." The rival tried to control the live, but the flood of comments washed her argument away. She ended the live early, claiming she had things to do. Everyone knew she rage quit. Celebrities outside the sports world got involved too. Rappers posted laughing emojis. Actors posted popcorn gifs. Influencers declared that Claressa's drama was better than television. The crossover attention pushed the scandal from sports circles to mainstream entertainment, turning Claressa into a household topic even among people who didn't know she had multiple world titles. She became the trending face of controlled chaos. Things took an unexpected turn when a motivational speaker tried to drag Claressa for celebrating negativity. He wrote a long sermon-esque post that nobody read. The comment section clowned him mercilessly, saying, "Sir, nobody asked for TED Talk energy." The public defended Claressa so hard that the speaker deleted his post and pretended he never said anything. That incident alone proved the internet wasn't just watching Claressa. It was rooting for her. Then came the twist that shifted the entire narrative again. Claressa dropped another bomb. She tweeted, "If you think this is messy, imagine what I held back." The internet collectively screamed. Everyone wanted to know what she meant. What did she hold back? Who was she talking about? Was there another rival she hadn't exposed yet? The suspense alone was enough to send people into conspiracy spirals. Analysis channels began piecing together theories like they were investigating national secrets. They brought up old drama, old interviews, and old feuds, tying them together in a giant map of imagined connections. One YouTuber even posted a video titled "The Real Story Behind Claressa's Chaos," and fans ate it up like snacks. The drama had grown arms, legs, and a heartbeat of its own. By the end of the week, Claressa wasn't just trending, she was dominating the internet. Her confidence became a cultural moment. Her words became memes. Her smirk became a symbol. The chaos she created had turned into a celebration of her personality, her power, and her presence. Even her enemies couldn't deny that she was owning the game. And just when everyone thought the storm was settling, Claressa dropped one final line that detonated everything all over again. "Don't blame me for the madness. Blame yourself for watching." That sentence didn't just break the internet, it shattered it into dust. The aftermath of Claressa's final line felt like the digital version of an aftershock. Even hours later, the internet kept trembling, replaying her words like they were prophecy. People couldn't believe she doubled down with that level of boldness. Critics tried to drag her, but their posts were drowned in laughter emojis. Supporters cheered. Neutral fans switched sides. Claressa didn't just control the narrative, she owned the entire arena. And her confidence was now the main character of the storyline. Her rivals were the first to feel the impact. The moment Claressa's quote went viral, their comments dried up like water on hot pavement. Some unfollowed her quietly. Some liked shady posts, hoping no one noticed. Others pretended they weren't bothered while their IG lives told a different story. Every time they tried to reclaim attention, Claressa's fans flooded their comments, reminding them who started and finished the chaos. No excuse, no explanation, no clapback could compete with the storm she unleashed. The public's perception of Claressa shifted completely. Before the drama, people respected her as a fighter. But after the chaos, they saw her as a cultural force, a personality, a disruptor who wasn't afraid to speak without polishing her sentences for the public. She became the woman athletes wanted to be and the woman critics feared. Her raw honesty wasn't just refreshing, it was dominant. No script, no PR team, no apology tour. Just pure, unfiltered Claressa. Even sports journalists had to adjust their tone. The ones who dragged her earlier suddenly softened their language, calling her a complex figure and an unapologetically authentic athlete. Translation: she proved them wrong, and now they had to backpedal. Their analysis turned into hesitant admiration. They praised her fearlessness while struggling to admit she controlled the narrative better than their entire media panels combined. Claressa had unintentionally educated the industry on who they were dealing with. Brands quietly evaluated the fallout too. Some saw the controversy as messy, but the smart ones saw something else: power, engagement, influence. Claressa's name was everywhere, plastered across screens without her needing a PR stunt. She became a trending topic across multiple platforms for days. For industries obsessed with relevance, that made her more valuable than ever. Chaos may scare traditional companies, but for modern marketing, chaos sells. Meanwhile, Claressa's fans became more loyal than ever. They built threads defending her. They pulled receipts proving rivals were jealous. They created edits showing her accomplishments, reminding the world she wasn't famous by accident. She earned her crown with sweat, bruises, and discipline, things her critics couldn't claim. Fans treated her like the people's champion, not just inside the ring, but outside it too. Her chaos became their battle cry. Then came the emotional twist. People began talking about how Claressa's confidence was misunderstood. They pointed out how women in sports get judged harsher for showing strength. They compared her to male fighters who talk mad trash and get labeled legends instead of problematic. The debate turned into a movement. Fans argued that Claressa wasn't celebrating mess for attention. She was reclaiming her voice in a world that wants outspoken women to shrink. The conversation got deeper when past interviews resurfaced. Old clips showed Claressa talking about overcoming poverty, abuse, heartbreak, and endless doubt. People started realizing she didn't create chaos out of immaturity. She did it because she learned early on the world respects loud winners, not quiet survivors. Suddenly, the drama had layers. She went from messy queen to symbol of resilience, all because her personality refused to be boxed in. But not everyone wanted to evolve. Some critics stayed bitter, posting essays trying to explain why Claressa was out of control. Except their posts backfired. Fans attacked their logic. Memes clowning them went viral. Claressa didn't even need to respond. The internet fought for her. Critics were forced to delete posts or close comment sections because the backlash was louder than their arguments. Claressa's supporters weren't just defending her, they were protecting her legacy. Things took another turn when Claressa posted a training clip with the caption, "Still undefeated, still unbothered." The clip showed her moving with precision, speed, and confidence. And that moment reminded everyone why this drama mattered. Claressa wasn't just trending for no reason. She was trending because she was the most dominant fighter of her generation. Her chaos wasn't a distraction, it was a reminder. Her legacy wasn't built on words, it was built on skill. After the clip went viral, sports icons started praising her. Some reposted her video with supportive captions. Others congratulated her for staying authentic. One legend even wrote, "Claressa playing chess while you're playing tag." That line traveled across the internet like wildfire. It perfectly described the dynamic. Everyone else was reacting emotionally while Claressa maneuvered with strategy. The aftermath became a conversation about authenticity versus image. Claressa represented the new era of athletes who refused to follow the old rules. She didn't hide her personality. She didn't tone herself down. She didn't play nice for endorsements. She was herself, bold, raw, complex, unpredictable. And whether people loved her or hated her, they couldn't look away. The final stage of the drama came when Claressa thanked her supporters in a short message. It wasn't emotional. It wasn't poetic. It was sharp and casual. "Y'all loud, but I love it. Let's keep winning." That line wrapped up everything perfectly. She acknowledged the chaos without bowing to it. She embraced the noise without letting it control her. She ended the saga with the same tone she started it, playful, confident, and untouchable. And as the dust settled, one thing became undeniable. Claressa Shields didn't just survive the madness she started. She celebrated it, she mastered it, she weaponized it. And she turned it into a moment the internet will remember long after the trend fades. Because in a world obsessed with drama, Claressa proved one truth. And if you made it to the end of this whirlwind, congratulations! Your emotional stamina deserves a championship belt. Claressa Shields didn't just give the internet drama. She delivered a full cinematic universe with plot twists, character arcs, and enough spice to season an entire generation of gossip pages. The way she handled the madness, celebrated the chaos, and turned every argument into a victory lap was nothing short of legendary. But trust me, this story is only one chapter in a saga that never sleeps. Before you disappear into another scandal waiting to explode, hit that like button like you're trying to punch through the algorithm's jaw. Smash that subscribe button like it owes you prize money. And drop a comment telling me which part of Claressa's chaos had you screaming at your screen. Do you think she planned it? Do you think it was instinct? Or do you think the world just couldn't handle a woman who speaks with her whole chest? Your comment might become the next viral moment, so make it loud. And remember, here at Fame Flaws, we don't just cover drama. We dissect it, flip it, roast it, and throw it back hotter than before. Every scandal is a story, every celebrity is a chapter, and every meltdown is a masterpiece waiting to be narrated. This is where truth collides with chaos, and chaos wins every time. So stay tuned, stay messy, stay curious, because the next celebrity explosion is already bubbling in the background. And when it finally erupts, you know we'll be right here, front row seat, popcorn in hand, ready to break it down. This is Fame Flaws, where the flaws make the fame unforgettable. See you in the next scandal.